All right, let's get into this. What we're going to do today is take a look inside a really unique 6th grade English lesson. And we're not just going to see what the students are learning, but how the whole thing is actually built, piece by piece. It's a great way to understand its structure and its ultimate goal. So just think for a second. If you were going to teach a kid how to write a story, what would you put in that lesson? You'd probably have the basics, right? Like you need characters, a setting, a beginning, a middle, an end, all that fundamental storytelling stuff. But as you're about to see, this lesson plan, well, it layers in some elements you might not expect. It goes way beyond just the mechanics of writing to build something a lot more specific. Let's peel back that first layer. Okay, so to start, the lesson is built on a foundation that is super familiar. It's like a classic, time-tested recipe for how to put a story together. Honestly, this part would look right at home in just about any English classroom you could walk into. And what's really striking here is just how simple it is. The lesson breaks the whole writing process down into these 4 really clear, manageable steps. It guides students to use something called a story mountain, which is a pretty common tool, actually, for mapping out a plot from start to finish. It's all very logical, very structured, and, pretty traditional. And if we dig into those steps a little deeper, we see more of that classic writing advice. The instructions are super direct. Introduce your characters, use action and dialogue to keep the story moving, and make sure your ending shows that your character is changed in some way. I mean, this is all solid fundamental stuff, but right after establishing these basics, the lesson starts to pivot in a really interesting direction.
And here's where we see that shift. The lesson moves from the what of writing to the why. So before a single word of the story even gets written down, students are pushed to think about their intent. It's not just about telling a good story, it's about getting a specific message across.
This is the first of 3 really crucial questions they have to ask themselves before they start. It immediately changes the focus from just, plot points to a central theme. The student has to stop and think, wait, what is the whole point of my story anyway? Then comes the second question, and this one really redefines the whole idea of an audience. See, you're not just writing for your teacher or your friends. The assignment frames your audience as people who are in need of something positive, hope, encouragement, or truth. And that attaches this real moral and emotional weight to the task. And finally, the third question brings it all back to the craft of writing. This is actually a really elegant way to teach that timeless rule, show, don't tell. But look at how it's framed. It's all about showing the message that you already established. The craft is there to serve the purpose. Okay, so we've seen the craft and we've seen the purpose. Now we get to the absolute core of this lesson plan. This is where those 2 things, the craft and the purpose, are explicitly and very intentionally connected through a theological lens. This is what the lesson calls the scripture connection. This verse from Ecclesiastes is basically presented as the guiding principle for the entire assignment. It reframes the act of writing not just as a creative thing, but as a moral and spiritual practice that's focused on truth and integrity. The lesson then gives students 2 key takeaways. First, it holds up the Apostle Paul as a kind of model writer, somebody who wrote with care and clarity. And second, it gives them this truth to remember, which spells it out. Your own writing can have that same powerful effect. It can encourage, guide, and strengthen people. And this really brings us to the bottom line. The entire writing process, from mapping out the story mountain to writing that final draft, is framed as an act of worship. It's all funneled toward this single, very clear, faith-based objective. So now let's zoom out a bit. This single lesson isn't an island. It's not a one-off. It's actually part of a much larger educational philosophy that shapes the whole curriculum. And understanding that philosophy helps explain why this lesson is designed the way it is. The lesson comes from the HeroesMart Academy Godly Learners series, and, the name itself kind of tells you what it's about. Its stated mission is to weave together academic subjects with a very specific moral and biblical framework. This isn't just an add-on, it's the whole foundation. The core belief that drives that mission is really captured in this one simple phrase. The philosophy is basically arguing that knowledge and skills by themselves are incomplete, or maybe even dangerous if they aren't guided by a moral compass. So the whole curriculum is built on this idea that education has to be fused with morality to be a good thing. And the final justification for this whole approach is tied directly to a scriptural promise. By referencing the book of Romans, the curriculum makes the case that integrating faith into learning, creating what it calls a spiritual mind, is the actual path to achieving peace. It's presented as the ultimate goal of this entire educational model. So what this all leaves us with is a really fascinating question, and it goes way beyond just this one lesson plan. Whether you're talking about writing, or science, or art, how does having a clearly defined, deeply held purpose, a why, fundamentally change the nature of the task itself? It's definitely something to think about.